So let's look at some examples. Your child is crying. They are crying loudly over something that you don't know what it is, but in your mind, you've just decided and you know that they are probably crying for something very little, but they're just over the top children and just like to scream and want attention. They're attention seekers. And that's the straight away impression that you get. That's what you think. As soon as you hear them cry, you feel that way. Now, if you approach them with that, then you're going to end up going to them saying, why are you always crying? Why can't you just shut up? What is it? What's the matter? Or even if you don't say that to them, you might just turn up like, what is it? Okay. So again, your reaction is still not showing that you have understood or want to understand that they're in pain. As far as you're concerned, you've already decided that they are overreacting. Now, why have you decided that? What evidence do you have? A lot of times you don't have any evidence, but I'll tell you what's happening. And this is for you to just think about it. That actually, what could be happening is that you've made that decision because your brain has learned that when you hear a child cry, that's what it probably means. Where have you got that from? Without realizing, you've probably got it from your parents or your main carer responding that way to you. Maybe that's what they always said to you. Maybe that's the impression they always gave you, that you're always exaggerating. So even though you didn't like it then as a child and you just felt like, if only you understood the pain I'm in, you end up learning that that's the way to respond to a child when they are crying. So this is what I mean by you may not have liked it, but you find yourself doing that because that's what your brain has learned. So until you stop and ask yourself, why am I parenting this way? Why do I respond this way? And a lot of times you respond this way not because of what the child is doing. It's because of how you're feeling about it. So bring it back home. I always say to parents, if you can bring it back home to yourself, then you're better able to make a change. If you leave the responsibility and the child is what the child's doing, then we don't change what's happening. So reflecting is not about judging ourselves. Don't do that. Reflecting is about understanding why we do what we do, what in the past has taught us to do it this way, and how we can start to, okay, I'm going to make a change because now I understand how I've come to be responding this way. I've said this before and I'll repeat it again. Do not dwell in guilt and shame. Guilt and shame do not allow us make changes. So we're not going to dwell there. We are going to understand what we're doing and make the changes. And I'm here to help you, having overcome my own guilt and shame as well. All right. So I'll see you again with more videos and more tips. So follow my page and share with a parent who cares.